Good evening, everyone. Today is our Monday evening webinar. It is the 17th of September. For those of you who are joining us from anywhere in Asia, whether it's Singapore or Malaysia or Vietnam or the Philippines, welcome. If you're joining us from Europe, good afternoon. And if you're joining us from the United States, good morning. We host this webinar every single solitary week with few exceptions, of course. And today we're going to be talking about digestion. We are 1 day away from the doTERRA US convention. Many of you are either on your way or are joining us through live stream, and we're going to talk about live stream at the very end and why it is a wonderful option if you cannot possibly make the convention in person. So let me share my screen with you and let's get started. Oops. Okay, so today we're talking a little bit about digestion. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Elena Jordan, and I try to host these weekly talks so that we can dive in more deeply to certain topics. And each and every week we talk about a different aspect and way of using doTERRA essential oils. So I have been using doTERRA essential oils for 5 years now, a little over 5 years. But an essential oil user really for, I would say, more than 15 years, maybe as more as 20 years, if I think back to my very first experience, which was when I was pregnant with my eldest daughter. I want to say thank you to our Presidential Diamond team. Everyone who's listening here is actually a part of a beautiful, big, and vibrant group that really spans 5 continents, if you can believe it. And so excited to have you all on here and to talk to you today about essential oils. The ideas contained in this presentation are based on the book, Essential Oils, Healthcare for Today, A Beginner's Guide. It's the top 50 health issues organized from A to Z. And whether you are a beginner or you're someone who is more experienced in essential oils, it can be valuable to you because it does contain 90-day plans. And as you'll see on the bottom right, it's been called the LRP book, or the Loyalty Rewards Program book. And the reason for that designation is because it gives you recommendations for 3 months of orders. And that's important when you're beginning to use natural products to begin to resolve any sort of health issue. You want to make sure that you're sticking with it and allowing your body time to really resolve its issues. So if you haven't had a chance to take a look, please do so and check it out and see how it can help you today. So today we're talking about healthy digestion. Now, doTERRA has a whole bunch of wonderful products that you can use for digestion. I know that starting tomorrow, we're going to start hearing about all sorts of new things. But for today, I'm going to be talking about the existing healthy digestion products. I'm going to be breaking them down for you in a way that makes sense and that you can begin to understand them and how you can incorporate them into your daily routine. Okay, so let's talk about, first of all, 7 tips for healthy digestion. Number 1 is you want to, and I'm sort of going in a clockwise direction, if you will, sort of down the digestive tract. You want to make sure that you're eating enough fiber. Fiber is very available in fruits and vegetables and in some whole grains. You want to make sure that you are getting enough fiber in your diet to keep your digestive system moving properly. People who don't eat enough fiber tend to get sluggish, more commonly known as constipation, and we want to make sure that we're getting enough fiber to keep our system moving along regularly. You want to get regular exercise, and while it seems counterintuitive, you would think that the digestive system would need a lot of energy to be able to digest foods and to keep them moving. Actually, the reverse is sort of true. The more we move, the more our digestive system stays healthy. So whether it's working out on a stationary bike like the ones shown here, or just taking a walk. Walking can be excellent for the digestive system. It sort of moves the bowels, if you will, and keeps them in motion, allows natural gravity to do its work. And you want to make sure that regular exercise is incorporated into your routine to keep yourself regular. You want to avoid skipping meals. Now, this seems a little bit odd because sometimes you want to allow your digestive tract to kind of empty itself out. And that's true if you've really gone overboard a bit and eaten too much. But in general, skipping meals can fill the belly with air. You're better off eating a small meal or smaller meals throughout the day and allowing your digestive system to digest it. Eat a proper diet. And what do we mean by that? We mean less saturated fats, and we want to make sure that we're avoiding things like high fructose corn syrup, and that we are avoiding things like chemicals and preservatives or dyes that are sometimes found in foods that we purchase in packets, whether it be in the supermarket or in fast food restaurants. So a proper diet is going to include all sorts of lean meats and healthy vegetables and fruits and some grains, whether that's pulses or other sorts of greens, and a variety is always a good way for you to stay healthy. Eat slowly. We tend to eat on the run. Wherever we live, we're always rushing and we're gulping down our food. Gulping your food or eating it too quickly can cause air to be swallowed, again, causing gas and indigestion, and we want to make sure that we chew our food properly. The reason we have teeth at all is to really break down those morsels of food that we're eating on a regular basis into more manageable chunks. If we chew our food 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then swallow it down, our poor stomach has to do double duty to really digest the food that we are taking in. The other thing is, our stomach was not made to extract nutrients from large chunks of food. It was meant to extract nutrients from smaller, more purified food that is done by the work of the teeth. So eat slowly so that you can get the nutrients out of your food, both through the mouth and then the rest of the alimentary canal. Also, make sure that you're getting enough fluid. Sufficient fluid intake, waters and perhaps juice or tea, things that are decaffeinated can help smooth along the digestive system, making sure you're getting water throughout the day. If you're feeling thirsty, you're probably already dehydrated. You want to make sure that you're setting even a timer for yourself if you're not a person who remembers to drink, and sipping bits of water throughout the day. And then finally, let's get you some good bacteria. There's a little bit of yogurt shown here, but many yogurts don't have much bacteria in them because they contain lots of sugar. But if you're eating a plain yogurt, check the count of bacteria on the side. It should tell you. Or of course, a great probiotic, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay, so instead of using the ones on the left, including the Pepto-Bismols and the Tums and the Alka-Seltzers and all the crazy brands, some of these may be available to you overseas, some may not, but suffice it to say that they all do something having to do with your stomach. You want to use Digestion. Many of the products on the left actually are fairly costly, ranging in price, at least in the US, from a low of maybe $4 or $5 to a high of even as high as $20 or more. So a bottle of Digestion really can be a great savings, because if you're talking about purchasing even 2 of the products on the left, you've already well surpassed what you would have spent on the Digestion. A few drops of Digestion applied to the stomach, the intestines, the lower abdomen, or even the esophagus along the center of the chest can really help to smooth digestion. Taking a drop in water or even diffusing it can help to really settle the stomach. And if you're a person who in general suffers from stomach upset, you want to really address your diet, but start by using Digestion. So what Digestion products should I use and when? So we're going to talk about each and every one of these products, but these are the ones that I love the most. The one that's not pictured here, but will be pictured a little bit later, are peppermint beadlets. And actually 2 winners today are going to receive peppermint beadlets because they are so good and so portable, really, for when you're talking about digestion on the run. So from the upper left are Digestion essential oil, which we already talked about, Digestion soft gels, which contain Digestion essential oil in them, in a vegetarian, gluten-free, and sugar-free cap. Our Digestion Touch, which is the oil blended with a little bit of fractionated coconut oil, making it easy to use as a roll-on, keep in your purse or at work. Also easy to roll on children and for them to take it with them. Digesttacs, which is sort of a chewable anti-acid. Terezin to boost our enzyme production and to provide additional enzymes when we eat. Cleanse and Renew, which is our 1-2 punch of Gex Assist and PB Assist. And we can see those up on the right, and then again individually down on the left, because they can be used together in tandem or individually. And then finally, Xandocrine Detoxification Complex. So let's get started, because we want to make sure we can get through all of these products. So your three main products when we talk about digestive support are your oil, which I already talked about, your peppermint beadlets, which are basically your digestion defense on the run, and digest Zen capsules or soft gels. When I think about these three products together, I think about traveling with them, making sure I have them with me in my house. I keep Digest Zen soft gels in my kitchen cabinet in case anybody ever needs them. They're sort of the 1-2 punch, if you will, especially if you have someone who doesn't really want to smell like Digest Zen for various reasons, doesn't want to apply it to their skin. Capsule, a soft gel is often the way to go. Peppermint beadlet, just for a little bit of extra zip in your digestion. I frequently take them after meals. Also wonderful for weight loss, because they serve the purpose of brushing your teeth, which is basically to alert your mouth, okay, I'm done eating for now. I've had my little peppermint and I'm really much less tempted to keep on eating. Digesttacs, you can take one and you want to take it between meals. So Digesttacs chewable tablets combine the digestive supporting benefits of Digest Zen with the stomach acid neutralizing properties of calcium carbonate. So for, if you live in the United States, there's a product out there called Tums, which is basically a chewable calcium. This is the same sort of thing. You do not want to take these every day or on a regular basis, but if you're a person that has occasional digestive upset and stomach acid, it will neutralize it. So each tablet contains a half a drop each of ginger, peppermint, caraway, coriander, and anise that are known to provide soothing support to the gastrointestinal tract. Stomach acid, of course, is necessary for digesting foods, so we don't want to completely neutralize it, and this is not a product that you want to take every day. But if you've been to a restaurant perhaps and eaten something that's just a little too spicy, this can be a great solution for you. The other reason, chewable tablet can also be great for children. You can snap one in half or even in a quarter and have somebody chew it right up. So you take one Digesttacs for indigestion that occurs at least 1 hour after eating. If indigestion occurs earlier, take Digest Zen soft gels instead. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Terezin. So we look at what happens. These are actually 2 plates of oatmeal, or 2 cups filled with oatmeal. On the right-hand side, we have oatmeal that no Terezin was added, and it looks kind of like a big lump of glue, if you will, in there, or mud almost. And then on the left-hand side, how the fibrous oatmeal has been broken down almost into a liquid. It's amazing how, you know, we talked about chewing and making sure that you use your saliva to break down your food, how much Terezin can actually help you with that digestive process. As we age, the number of digestive enzymes that we produce begins to decrease, and so it becomes more difficult for us to find those enzymes and use them to produce foods. And depending on what your diet has been, it may take you a while actually to see the results with Terezin. But what you will see, I think right away, is that you may feel a little bit less hungry because you're getting the nutrients that you need from your food, which is why Terezin is a wonderful support if you're trying to maintain your weight or maybe even lose a little bit of weight. It is a proprietary blend of active whole food enzymes and mineral cofactors that are often deficient in cooked, processed, or preservative-laden foods. The combination of digestive enzymes support the body's production of enzymes critical for healthy biochemical functions, including digestion of food nutrients, cellular metabolism of nutrients to energy. includes a variety of whole food enzymes that help with digestion of proteins, fats, complex carbohydrates, sugars, and fiber. So I really like this, this particular product, and I would strongly recommend that you incorporate it into your daily diet. Now let's talk a little bit about Gex Assist and PB Assist. When we're talking about cleansing and restoring your digestive tract, and this is really, is your digestive tract maybe a little bit clogged because you've been eating too heavily, or you've been eating processed foods, or maybe traveling and eating things that have not agreed with you on a regular basis. Even airline travel can cause your intestinal tract to just slow down, and we don't want our intestinal tract to slow down. We want to be able to eliminate the foods that we eat on a regular basis. Regular elimination is key. So if any of these things describe you, you want to basically take these for 10 days. You're going to take your Gex Assist and your PB Assist. Step 1 is to consume 3 capsules a day of Gex Assist for 10 days. Step 2 is to consume 3 capsules of PB Assist for 5 days. And then finally, you're going to finish the remaining days of the month with 1 capsule a day of PB Assist. And you're going to continue taking that PB Assist. Really, you could continue taking it forever. It is a lifelong support for your gastrointestinal tract. If you decided you needed to take a break and just go back to it and didn't really need to cleanse cleanse and restore your digestive tract, you could just go back to the PB Assist to provide healthy bacteria for your daily living. Okay, now this is one of the most misunderstood products, but I like Xander Friend because I find that it is, because it has so many whole food extracts, it is a support to the various systems of your body, including the liver, the kidneys, the colon, the lungs, and the skin. You can take Xander Friend on a regular basis if you have any particular issues, people who are suffering from things like fatty liver or cirrhosis. This is a wonderful product that can support you on a regular basis. But if you are just looking for general good health, I would consider getting 1 bottle of Xander Friend and then taking it until it is finished. The recommendation, I believe, is 2 capsules a day. But you can see, because of the things like barberry leaf, milk thistle, dandelion root, kelp and burdock root, clove bud, and garlic fruit, all of these herbs and plants can be great digestive support and can help us in cleansing out the body. Okay, now let's talk about the pros of probiotics. Now, I know a lot of people who take probiotics, and sometimes they'll tell me, I love my probiotic and I'm not switching. And I often ask them, what do you see? What makes a difference, or what's making the difference for you? And then they can't tell me. So when I think about my own use of probiotics, my PB Assist, I think about a couple of different things. Number 1 is healthy skin and hair. Number 2 is weight maintenance. And then number 3 is that ability to sleep really well. And I know that sounds crazy, but I feel like my immune system is healthier, and I never have problems digesting my food, thank goodness. And I feel like the combination of the probiotics and a healthy diet are really what helped me to keep my digestive system running smoothly. I don't eat perfectly. I don't know if anybody does. I mean, sometimes I have to eat on the run, or I chew too fast, or I hardly chew at all and I'm gulping down my food. You know, I throw in a couple of cups of coffee or whatever other vices that I have. But I really like the fact that I know that my PB Assist can help me at the end of the day. So there are more than 25 different diseases and syndromes, including Alzheimer's, arterial sclerosis, depression, and rheumatism, that have been linked to bacterial imbalance. Oral administration of probiotics has shown to reduce cholesterol levels by as much as 33% in animal and human studies. An estimated 100 trillion microorganisms, representing more than 500 different species, inhabit every normal, healthy bowel, reducing the growth of harmful bacteria and promoting a healthy digestive system. Probiotics reduce antibiotic-associated diarrhea by 64%, and 34% of a reduction is seen in upper respiratory infections in healthy young adults following 12 weeks of oral administration of lactobacillus. If you combine probiotics and aloe, you can see a reduction in total cholesterol levels and an increase in HDL, good cholesterol. And then finally, we see two different things: a 50% increase in immune function following 2 weeks of probiotic supplementation. That's from the British Journal of Medicine. And then two particular strains of probiotics improved levels of psychological distress, including measures of depression, anger, hostility, anxiety, and problem solving. So if those aren't enough reasons for us to incorporate probiotics into our daily routine, I don't know what are. It seems like the feel-good vitamin for us, and if you took nothing else, I would strongly recommend that you incorporate probiotics, specifically PB Assist, into your daily diet. Okay, so your intestinal microflora, I know the slide is a little fuzzy, I'm sorry, includes friendly bacteria living in the gut, and it helps with digestion of food nutrients. It prevents the growth of harmful pathogens, and you want to train or program endothelial cells for immune response, and that's exactly what PB Assist can do. You want to also include some essential oils in your daily diet, or have them ready if you need them. You can diffuse these oils as well as apply them to the stomach or the digestive tract at any point. You can also drop them into a glass of water and take them in water if you choose. So fennel and cardamom help peristalsis, which is basically the muscle helping the food to move down further in the digestive tract. So you can see on the diagram on the right, the muscle is relaxed, and then the muscle contracts, and the piece of food is kind of moving down the tract as the muscles begin to contract and relax and contract and relax. Peristalsis is a series of involuntary wave-like muscle contractions which move food along the digestive tract, and the combination of these two can help you maintain healthy peristalsis. So what's a parent to do? So this says fall 2006, because this is the magazine that this article was specified in. You can find this online if you Google doTERRA Living Magazine, fall 2006. But it talks about the children's vitamin and mineral supplement, A to Z, and then also our fish oil for children, and then finally our PB Assist for children. What I love about the PB Assist Junior is it can be taken by anyone. You've heard me say on this call that sometimes we have a sweetie at the end of the day, and that's not always the best thing to do. You don't want to eat too much sugar right before you go to bed. So last night in particular, I was actually up and trying to figure out, I just really wanted to go to sleep, but I felt like eating something sweet. And then I saw my cup of PB Assist on my countertop. I keep a coffee cup with a full box of PB Assist sachets in there, kind of sticking out as a display. And many of you saw my video last month where I showed how I'll just pluck one out, cut off the top with a pair of scissors, and then slug it back. I love the fact that it's a little sweet, but it's also doing wonderful things for me. For the littlest ones, when we talk about babies, and this is really a tiny one, we want to talk about using things that are appropriate for our babies. The Digest Zen Touch can be used on the soles of the feet. It can also be diluted with additional fractionated coconut oil to make a really, really mild and well diluted essential oil blend to be applied on the tummy, especially if the baby has gas. I would not give a baby this tiny PB Assist Junior. What I would probably do is take my finger and just touch the baby's tongue, perhaps with a couple of grains of the probiotic powder if they were having real digestive problems. And finally, cardamom is one of those kind of smooth and easy oils that can be digested by everyone. Soothing stomach essential oils, great to keep around, and I often travel with these, are lemon, peppermint, and ginger. What I like about them is that they have not only single but multiple uses, and we want to keep track of our use of essential oils in general, because we want to make sure that we're getting a variety of essential oils over time. So can we use individuals? Can we use blends? I usually turn to blends, But if we want to blend up our own, this is a great way to do it. And if you're traveling, as we know, we can use these essential oils for many other things. Okay, so what I'm showing you here actually is the NFR kit, so that's not for resale kit, for digestion. And you can see from left to right, it includes the Digestion roll-on, the Terezin digestive enzyme complex, the Digestion soft gels, the PB Assist Junior probiotic powder, peppermint beadlets, and PB Assist. What I like about this combo is it kind of gets you started if you're having any sort of digestive issues. Now, I know many of you are not in the United States and cannot order this as a kit on a regular basis, but I would encourage you to put this combination together in your cart so that you can purchase it in the future and recommend it to other people. Okay, finally, we want to talk about diffusing and digestion. So believe it or not, diffusing oils will help digestion. I'm sure many of you have actually taken a drop of Digestion, put it on the palms of your hands, rubbed your hands together, and then gently cup them over your nose and mouth to breathe in and felt real relief. How many of you have used this method on a child or an older person just to help them kind of settle their stomach? I know sometimes my daughter or son will have friends that come over to visit complaining of stomach aches or nausea, who knows what they've been eating or not eating. And I usually find that a single drop of Digestion. And the ones that are really skittish and don't want to take anything internally, I can always say to them, okay, I'm going to put it on my hands, or you put a drop in your hands and gently breathe in. And it's amazing how quickly the Digestion helps them to settle their stomach. Using a diffuser in a room where you have a child, perhaps, that is just really not feeling well is a great way to settle a stomach that is very upset. So our 90-day plan. I would say month number 1, the items in the NFR digestion kit, you would put that on your LRP. Month number 2, I would repeat the Digestion Touch Roll-On, the Digestion Essential Oil. I would add now the Digestion tabs, repeating the PB Assist and adding the Zen Capsules. Then in month 3, for general support and continued support of the body, I would add Lifelong Vitality and the Terezin capsules and the PB Assist. And to begin to boost up your collection of oils, I would add the cardamom, the fennel, and the ginger. So that's my plan for you. If you're struggling with any sort of digestive issues, I think that this plan can really help point you in the right direction and get your digestive system really back in top notch. I think that's my last slide. Yes, indeed it is. Okay. So let me stop the share. And then I want to answer any questions. I see I have one question here in the chat. Okay. So someone here is asking a specific question about a cousin who is using Dulcolax. I have to say I can't really talk about a specific condition of an individual, but what I can say is I feel that the use of the Digestion essential oils and perhaps probiotics, if you're able to take them, can help the situation, can improve digestion, and in general begin to aid in a healthier colon and intestinal tract. Having said that, anybody with any sort of damage to their intestines and their digestive tract should make sure to check with their doctor before starting any sort of a regimen. So I'm going to take a look at who's on our call today. Actually, we got a great turnout. Thank you, everybody. Remember, today's winners, 2 of you are winning a peppermint beadlets. Whoops. Our winners today of peppermint beadlets are Yi Kar Yin and Angie Lee. Yi Kar Yin and Angie Lee, congratulations. Let me just stop the share. Whoops, pause the recording.